panic, Sabrina. That's how I always feel with these math guys. They ask me
we're
to
really,
write
really behind
something
and
before we have anything result. So I know how you feel. Okay, let's share. We don't see your screen at the moment.
should I share my screen or
Yes. Share the screen, share the data that you collected, share the code that Mark, and then we will
I have
ask
sent.
Melita what is feasible, because Mark today cannot join. Maybe that's something that only Mark can be doing. So let's see what's going on. If not, if Melita can help you, then that's great. And also let's do it again, because I also think I have a feeling that we have a plan, and we had a good plan, and then all of a sudden we are now going into the circles. So
Yeah,
let's
and
see
I
your
was
data.
like recollecting the data, and we're not generating anything. It was just, it's just
Yes,
not worried this plan's gonna work.
but this was the plan, having the beginning, the value from the beginning and from the end of this
Yeah.
follow-up period. So let's see what you have at the moment.
I already sent the stuff at the chat.
Excellent. But share now the screen.
So this is like the table I made based on what we have discussed so far, and it just like I already set the time. There's like a baseline for it, and then the time was references like the prevalence on the
Yes.
paper documented, and I check it everything, and like it was summarized in 8 categories, eight domains as the questionnaire, and like
Yeah.
I know our original planning was to running to disease model, and then we compared the quality, but I can't find the other one, so I was wondering if we can just adjust to just justify this like database. Is it like reasonable, or just like and it based on the stroke we have collecting so far, because otherwise I don't think it's possible to finish at time without generating any data so far. I'm just really worrying. So I
Yeah.
think the problem we have so far is like since the collecting date, starting date and end date was different in different domains, we kind of need to unify it in order to have like a more fixed like time frame for every level, because some right now it just like 1 and 2 was not here, and then I have also put the best and worst case mapping, just because the way we map the severity to the severity to the level of HUI 3 level was just based on the descriptions that was most
Mhm.
related to it, and but like that might have some arrow to it, so I set like an up and down, like the highest and the lowest it could go, so that we can calculate the sensitivity or just like the arrow to be discussed whether it's in the reasonable range and all that. That's the plan.
Yeah.
And then but like I can't do any analysis without like
Okay,
yeah.
let's go to the code that Mark gave you.
I sent it to the group chat. That's the code he sent
Okay.
me, and
Okay, share that code now. And Milice, please tell us if with that code we can run.
Before the code, I just want to check with Sabrina one thing. So,
Yes.
on the prior meeting, we agreed that this table should contain distribution of severity across those 8 domains.
yeah,
Where is that?
here the distribution.
Okay, so
The
the
one
red.
I highlight in red is like the calculation I have done for the
Yeah, okay.
distribution. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Then we can go through the
Yes,
code.
yeah. I forgot that you also agreed something. Okay, great. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the value I have so far, and then I
You
made
now share the code?
I put it in the chat. That's the
Yeah,
code.
but on the screen.
Um,
Just go to the Discord channel. Maybe that's easiest.
wait,
Mm-hmm.
let me do. I think that's the code I was trying to put into, and
Great.
I'm not sure. I tried to run it as well, but it's not like I run it and just saying like the because I'm not quite sure what the whole coding was like the meaning behind it. So I'm not sure like where should I edit things to on it.
Melissa, this was the code for our publication, I believe.
No, it was the code
No.
for vorexes.
For Voraxy.
Yeah. Because it has the transition probability matrix for dialysis.
I see down the stroke. I don't know why. Oh no, this is her. The dialysis table.
I think so.
Should be from our publication, as I understand, Mark.
And what is the stroke HUE3 analysis part? The tab below this one. Do you see that? Below that R Studio, what's written? Yeah,
This one?
just what is that?
This is just I asked ChatGPT to do what I'm trying to do, but it's not. I don't think the value it came out make any sense. It does because it doesn't match the timeline. It doesn't like break down in days, so I don't think it works.
But where is the code that Mark sent you on the Discord channel? Where is that code?
This one. It just like that's everything he sent me.
It's just that.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't know.
Oh, this is Eigen. This Eigen.
It's supposed to convert those probabilities. I mean, I can dedicate to this, let's say, 1 hour and a half maximum today because of these other priorities. And then I can tell Mark what I did and ask him if that's fine. What do you think about that?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely we need to, and Mark today doesn't have any time to be on this because he's actually running for Rafif something on his computer. His computer is doing these calculations on those kind of data, so he definitely cannot do anything else. So I would really appreciate maybe to count down Sabrina, maybe. Oh, I know that everything is high priority, but they have this hard deadline, and I see from last few weeks that she's definitely not feeling good about this and cannot see anything from the data. I understand this frustration you have. So Sabrina, is that good plan for? Is that Melissa? When can you start? Can you start in
I
one?
can. Yeah, I can start once we finish this
meeting.
Yeah, but then I will pause what I was working on for the client.
Yeah, I know.
Because I'm just really worried, like, if the code never went out.
Yes. But Melissa, what do you expect now to get from your run?
But this code needs to be adjusted. So what Mark said, we need to have here a Markov model that will predict transition from one severity stage to a different severity stage in time. But the cycles are 1 day. So I expect to get a distribution of a patient across those severity stages through days. At day 1, he has this distribution, at day 2, he has this distribution across, and then at day 90, he has something else, a lower pain score or a lower hearing loss and stuff. But that's the thing, I need to generate those probabilities. That's how I understood it.
Okay.
I think it's like after we run this data, like it's supposed to like kind of sort out the distributions or just to get like a unit form. So in order for that, we can turn that into utility. I think the main result I need to get is like a utility value out from it, and then I can
Yeah,
do
I
the
also understood that you need a utility, but before that, Mark wanted a Markov model to predict those.
because I don't know if we're doing this model or because I think in previous meeting we talked about the other what was that called?
Egon, this function.
Yeah,
Milica.
Again, this function.
Yeah, that function just serves so you convert from a transition probability matrix being on a monthly basis to be on a daily basis. So he has line 22 convert to daily. You see,
This one.
that's the eigenvalue part that we were mentioning.
Yeah. So I know, like, do I just insert the
Okay,
table into?
so to save all of us time, I can try to start working on that as soon as possible, see what I get, and maybe I will contact Mark just shortly to align with him what his expectations are, and then we can get back to you. Tanya, what do you think?
Yeah. We need to help Sabrina, and as I understand Mark, because he didn't. He said that this is enough that these utilities are generated, and I believe that is enough. But as Sabrina said, she tried to do analysis, but it didn't went successfully. So.
And like, besides just not just the utility, that's just like.
But what you tried actually with this code? Just let us know. And
what do you mean?
I mean, I see that you made some kind of table down, so you made it to get some utilities.
No, it's just I trying to make it to be like in the same time frame, because without the same time frame I can't extract out the utility value out from it, because it wouldn't make sense if I extract it out, because I tried to generate myself with the code that he sent me and I try to run it, but it's not working. And because I thought like maybe I just send the data set and I will just get the result out from molecule or something, but just I didn't really get the data I need at all, and it's just I can't really write anything or analysis to run through that, and I don't know how I'm gonna write my dissertation.
Okay, but still you understand what this code is doing. You understand that?
Understand which part?
Part of the code, like as Melissa just explained you. Maybe Melissa, you can go from the those lines you said, just mentioned line 22, but maybe you can just go through this code and explain what each of the line is doing, just for you to understand what Melissa will be doing.
Yeah.
Melissa, can you just go through and
yeah, I can explain, but I think that also this code will need to be a bit changed too. So at first, you are calling the library Markov chain to run Markov analysis, to run a Markov model in this code. And then at line 14, you're defining transition probability matrix, which is the matrix of transition between the states. So for example, here we have 4 states. So 4 states in a column, 4 states in a row, and each of them defines the transition between them. So the states are here: dialysis, recovered, transplant, list, dead. And that, for example, for sure needs to be changed. That we will need here 8 states, not 4 states.
Yes.
You know,
so that's great. Yes, that's great to explain to Sabrina that this should be changed, and Mark probably should say to her that she needs to put her anyway. Maybe he just send the code. I don't know. They were messaging. Okay, that's great. That's great that you explained. Super. Let's go. Yeah, further.
So also here you have like dialysis matrix, what you want to convert to daily, that part. That part is responsible for conversion of transition probability matrix from 90-day values to 1-day values. And then you're getting a new transition probability matrix with the 1-day values from this matrix that is in line 14. That's supposed to be generated.
But like, where can I insert my data set into it? Because I'm not sure, like, where should I like insert the chart, like the table I've made?
You need to first call in the function that will allow you to read Excel, and then when you read that Excel, you will tell what columns you are using, and that you have to convert. But here the first thing that we need to get done is actually to create transition probabilities that need to be recreated to 1-day values.
But for
And then to do this eigenvalue value decomposition. I also still need to think how those probabilities, the baseline probabilities, are created, because you don't have probabilities in the Excel.
What probabilities?
Probability of being in one state.
Yeah.
Tanya, do you have any thoughts on this?
Not at the moment.
Yeah.
No, but I remember that Mark was always saying something that ChatGPT. What was that?
It just
She has that.
I already finished that. It just because like the first time collecting data, the data that was not exactly used it, and it's not able to run anything. So like I asked him like, so what approach should we do? And then I follow it and just refining it to the state and.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, I got it. So you have sorry for my voice, I didn't talk to anyone since the so you have the probabilities that are in the red color in your Excel file. Can you please show that?
Can you see the screen, or it's just still in the code?
No, I still see the RStudio.
Okay. This one?
Yeah, so so the probability of being in that state, for example, row 5, V5, V4.
1, 2, 3. This one?
V4, V4.
Oh, 4.
49.76.
Yeah.
So what is that? How to say that? Is it hearing, or what component is that?
It's just
vision.
like out of the stroke patients, like how many people have this type of severity, like the percentage of the patient that have this level of severity of hearing loss.
Yeah. So. The probability that your patient will have vision loss, let's say, level 1, in which month is this?
This is so this will be like when it onset, like when it happened, like the disease happened.
Disease happened.
Yeah.
Okay,
and like some of like this one, which is like it will say like the starting date, but some were just saying the months, so I use the month or the days. If they offer the days, I put the days, but if not, I just put the months and the mean days they use.
Yeah.
So
you have the probability, but you also have 30 days, right?
Yeah, I have some have 30 days, or some were just more of like 3 months. Mostly was like 3 months, or like 3 months and 1 month, 3 months, mostly 3 months.
Is it like at the end of 3 months or 3 months overall from day 1 to day 90?
I think it's like they do, like they test one time in the first month, and then they tested like the number in third month, and then 9 month, like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And
So is it a mean value, or do they take the mean value, or at the beginning and at the end?
I think they mostly use the mean value. That's why they put the mean dates. But like some, it doesn't really say like the dates. They just say 3 months. Then so I just put the 3 months. If they provide the date, I put the date on. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So, for example, what this Markov model should tell you is, at the beginning, your patient had the probability of a vision at level 1 is 49. But then as you transit to time, at day 90, that vision probability should fall at the level of day 90, which you found here. So where is the day 90, for example?
Yeah, here. So like I level it with like the severity match with the HUI level, HUI3 level. So for example, this one was like the first day of like the severity for level 1 of like hearing lost in stroke patient. And then if you go down to the 30 days first level of 30 days, then that will be the
what's the probability of being at level 1? So it increases. Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
because the patient is healing.
Yeah.
And at day 90?
At the 90 will be just here, and level 1 here.
Yeah.
And this is the probability.
70, okay. So, and then what the model will give you is at day 1 and 2 and 3, and you will have these cutoffs, which we just saw. So 49, 76, and 79, 78. Those are the expected value for the model. And in between, the model will give you what are the probabilities of being in that state from day 1 to day 90.
I think I also need the mainly was just because I thought I need like an value for between the levels, because some of the level we can't
No,
find.
that's not important for the code. I mean, maybe it's important for your documentation, but for the code it is not.
Or maybe just for checking if it's at the 30 days something is not aligned with that value, maybe it can be used for that, Milica.
Okay, yeah.
But like after, so what would the result come out to be like what will I get from?
So once you have those distributions, at each day you will implement that utility formula that you had in that paper. Utility equals 1.371 multiplied by B1 multiplied by B2 multiplied, and then minus 0.371. Do you have that paper?
Yeah.
So for each day, the model should calculate that utility for a given distribution. And then that utility will be used in NHM to produce, I don't know, the qualities or what was defined at the beginning of. So yeah, you need to, based on the probabilities of being in each state, you will have the utility.
But like, I think the confusing part is like in the NHM model, like if you put into it, and then what happens?
Calculating the qualities, right?
Yeah, qualities, yes.
But like what?
And then those qualities will be compared with what you have in the literature, I think.
And they just sense like this model could run as possibly be run? Is that just like the whole thesis was about, right? Because I don't think we have time to do the test for the combability possibility, because as soon as like we don't have any data for now, then I don't think we can do that. We have to be like narrowing down to what we can summarize.
At this point with this code, I think that's what you get.
But just a moment.
Sabrina, did you start write up at least this introduction part? Aim of the while is Milica doing the rewriting this code, so you do something and not just panicking.
Writing, you mean the thesis or writing?
Yes, the thesis. You have also introduction. You have the methods. Did you describe this formula? This formula will be used in the thesis.
I haven't write the part because I'm not sure like what's the aim and objective for now, because I don't think we can achieve the original aim and objective. That's why I'm really panicking, because I don't think
Let's go to aim and objective and see what we wrote in the beginning. Let's go to that.
Yeah, I agree with Tanya.
And let's see what we can achieve and we cannot achieve.
Wait, let me find the... Just a moment. Where's the... Do you see my... I think that's the one we said. Can you see the screen, or it's...
Yeah, this is, but everything is achievable.
But I think it's like
So you already reviewed current approach for estimating health quality of life. Multimorbidity, but that's why Mark was emphasizing that angina should also be included.
Yeah, but like the major part is like I'm looking through an angina and AMI and AMI. Yeah, AMI. Yeah, just like I can't find the time distribution that was very essential for our project, so that's why I
myocardial infraction actually.
I look up both, like, but the paper we have, like, I can find it just only for the fixed time frame, like only one, for example, like the onset on third month of the distribution of like the patient number, but there's no paper that have like following up like maybe 6 months after, so there's no like start and end, it only have starts. So that's why I keep asking him like is it possible we just focus on stroke and just to evidence base the stuff we do right now with it. I don't know.
Yeah, what about angina, Milica? Do we have some collection of data?
No, we don't. That's why we were testing it. I mean, it is extensive part of work. If Sabrina was going to do it, she needs to have everything what she's done for a stroke to do for angina. But Mark said just ask GPT to give you the severity distributions, not to map anything, not to, go into further detail.
Yeah.
No, like even ask ChatGPT, I don't think it generates it because I ask him and it just say, oh, there's no. Because I asked in a way like, is there like evidence like behind it? Because otherwise I can't. I don't think I can write that in my thesis because otherwise how you gonna say it you got the data from? Does that make sense? Because I tried to do that, but like then I wouldn't get the number. I only get the wouldn't get a number of like how many patient out of how many was the distribution. I only got like I don't even know like what's the data coming from. Like does that
It
make sense?
should be the percentages of patients at each component across severity stages.
Let me show you how I.
Yeah.
Where was the AMI? Let me just run it again for you guys to see, show you how I do it. Sorry, just a minute. Can you see the screen or not yet?
Not yet. No.
Where was the? What is this one? Is it showing? No, still no.
No.
How about now? Is it working?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, that's just like how we do it. For example, for the AMI, I just run it, but like, it would tell me no. It would just tell me no. Sorry, it was in Mandarin. Let me see if there's like a running. I don't think it shows the. Tried it. So basically, like I run this before, but like the result I got, basically, it was just saying like, oh, it can't find like AMI based through time. It just it just say there's no publication about that, and it will be like false info if we just assume that. Does that make sense? Yeah.
But we thought that you have to have more than one. None of the publication will give you the whole picture. It's a matrix, so you will need more sources. From one source, you cannot have it, or it's almost impossible.
Like it will say like that. It's just like it just say like there's no reported available evidence. I don't know if like this part you can just like prevalence table or something like that.
How to formulate this prompt, Melissa?
I also tried, and for example, I also got an answer. There is no published validated distribution of HUE3 attribute levels for an individual patient with AMI. Unlike stroke or traumatic brain injury, AMI does not have established HUE3 health state profiles.
But then we said that we want this angina.
Yeah, angina. I think I also run that too.
Yeah, check also.
Where was that? Wait. I think I run it for both, but I think it's just like for the other one is like just like the time of the disease action. It just happened really short period of time. So in terms of that, it just like when it comes to the publication that have stating it, it's hard to define like how many after like the start and end point. I think that's the problem when I was running through the chat.
And it's also you have mild, moderate, severe.
Yeah, and so it's hard to alone with like just capturing the prevalence, but also like the severity. It's hard to, so it's like both of the data we need. It's not very quantified. So yeah. So I was wondering, because yesterday I thought about this and I was like really panicking, and I was wondering if we can twist is there any possibility to twist our like thesis, like analysis towards more of just evidence-based, just because we built out this like hypothesis on this like symptom-based count for utility. Is it possible to just analyze this and just saying and compare with like publication and see how the result will end? Because otherwise, if we still need to work on the result and then analysis, I don't think we can finish in time at all.
Maybe you can, yes, pull up your aims again, please.
This one. Because I think what we agree is like, because I asked about like what we should be developing for this like quality model, and we just at the beginning we just like can't really find the valid utility value, so we switch it to more symptom based, so we can just find a prevalence of the symptoms of certain disease, then we can map it towards counting the utility value out and then do the predictions. I think that's the whole point. I think that's just how it ends, like our discussion towards the
yeah, very interesting thoughts. I agree.
But in terms of how we can write it into thesis, that kind of made me worry, because I don't know how can I validate or explain the result we have so far into like a thesis, because we have to kind of just analyzing it. But I think we spend most of the time on building this like feasible model, and I don't know like
on what level you're on this fourth objective, develop a structured NHM QL evidence database?
I think that's just the domain table I was showing. Yeah.
So you did that.
Yeah, but like we can't do any analysis. Yeah.
For the stroke, yes. But then instead of support multi-morbidity modeling, just delete that word and just put not the whole, but morbidity modeling, because maybe stroke specific modeling, because
but like the whole storyline we're building from, it's just because like it's more of like this is like the flow of like the whole thesis. It's just like the starting point was like the mobility problems.
Yeah, but for the scope of your thesis, and we saw that it's as also Milica mentioned, very, very time consuming collecting all this evidence, although there is, and also AI couldn't help you in this for angina. We thought it can, but it didn't help you. So maybe we should focus on stroke and hear loss and speech loss, which is not that it's not. I mean, that's not comorbidity, but it's several diseases at the same time.
I think the main concern I have so far is just like after we count out the utility value, how can we do like analysis out from that data, because we still need requirement to analyze the data. We can't just say, oh, we generate this and that's the end of our thesis. We have to analyzing the data we do. And I just wondering what kind of, because I thought about like the sensitivity, because I used the best scenario and the worst scenario in the chart so that we can work out the sensitivities, or just like whether it's like after the Markov models, if it's still reasonable value. Because what I thought yesterday was just like if we can't do the comorbidity part as planned, we can just like focusing on like stroke as like a single disease. What was the name for it? Wait, what's that? Sorry, I'm just checking the.
At least we can do this case with the agon composition and adjusting this code to your example, I think, and that can be one example, and you don't have to go into a lot of diseases.
Yeah, I think
you can discuss that this is for some other project, or it's
because
limitation of your thesis.
what I thought it was like for a single disease we still need to kind of check if this model runs correct. I think just like if we stop at like running this and then I don't know the analysis part, if it will make sense like to match the whole storyline, because like initially we thought like maybe we're gonna compare like different disease and plus or minus the symptoms and try to work it out. But if we can't do that part because it's too late to do that now, and I was just wondering if we can just say like, oh, we try to selecting the severity for the stroke and trying to work out like our hypothesis to see if that's a feasible way, or our limitation could just say we try to, I don't know if like in the discussion I should say like we try to do in both into 2 or 3 different disease, but we can't find like any, I don't know if we should mention that in it, but like I don't know like what kind of data. I'm a little overwhelmed with like I don't know, because I don't have control with like the data was being generated or when can I get it. I don't know how can I explain or discuss the results. I think that's the main problem we have so far. Yeah.
Yeah, it will come down to development of a Markov model for generating health-related quality of life data in stroke. So that's the main methodology that we are actually applying here.
So for my methodology, I'm not sure. Should I just how can I like I in the methodology I'll just explain the step of like how I selecting the data, and then we put it into like the table and we kind of stop here, and for the running the model we just say we use the Markov model for now, or is there any other?
No, it's only the Markov model that will be used to generate patient transition across those severity stages for each component through time.
Yeah, and because I also was thinking I should find the validation paper for like stroke patient, like my assumption was like, since we didn't define the age and gender or that, I just find like in general like a stroke publication towards the overall utility value or quality lost to compare it, because I don't know if we got the utility value, is it important for us to just like run it through the quality as well?
I think finding utility value would be more applicable because the model at this point will give you utility value. So you will be able to compare that utility value to the utility value already published in the literature.
But yeah, like the published literature, I'm not sure like what kind of scenario we should looking for now, because right now we only have like stroke and that's all, and I'm not sure in terms of
Yeah, I remember that Mark was insisting on this multiple diseases, and I remember that he was insisting, and the point of your thesis was that, because but how to complete the thesis and having that in the thesis, that's the question.
yeah, that's why I've been testing Mark the past few days. You just I don't know.
So our goal, I'm looking at the goal, develop an evidence-based, no, please, the right down corner. Symptom-centered QOL framework
Yeah,
to improve NHM ability to estimate QOL in multimorbidity situations.
yeah,
Yeah, framework can mean a lot of words, terms.
because I think at start I thought we just collecting utility value for different like nice document, and I extract the utility value out from it, and with different let me show you.
Yeah.
But like, and I showed the data to Mark, and he just say like, oh, the only thing we can use so far was just the severity, which I'm really shocked because I thought I'm collecting the right thing, but no. And then I was like, okay, so what are we gonna do now? And we just switch it towards, because most of the symptoms that affecting the quality was a lot of them was used the HUI3, for example, like the vision loss or hearing loss. Those are the symptoms or impairment that will affect a lot of quality value. So that's why we end up just mapping the severity distribution towards the HUI3 to see if that's an ideal approach. I think that's mainly that, but after that it is like, because we didn't have any result yet, I don't know like what's the next step for validating it, and in terms of like what kind of analysis for that, because I also asked Mark about the what kind of analysis we can do, and he just like everything we can work. And so I don't know, like in terms of like very solid down like result, what can we do for that? Yeah.
Yeah, so apparently we can do the stroke, but not angina and AMI. So at the point when you were writing this background, the name, you didn't know that there is no data for AMI and an angina.
Yeah.
Let's double check this MI. I propose that we move on Rafif soon. So because Milica, this is the case. So please try to rewrite this code to be applicable for stroke, because at the moment it has dialysis in it. Is that okay? So, and let's catch up, me and you, Milica, after maybe in the afternoon, to see for MI, because I really don't think that there is no data for MI. I think it should be data. So let's check that. In the meanwhile, Sabrina, please write this start writing this introduction. Don't worry, we will find a solution. There is a solution. Put this equitation of utility, all this what we spoke this morning. Calm down, and in the afternoon, Milica and me will come back to you. I believe there is a data for MI, because MI is a huge disease, so it should be. I will check it out also while Melissa is doing this code. So, and now we can move to Rafif, because it's already 1 hour with you, Sabrina. Do you agree with us?
Okay, I just like we need to generate some data out so that it can be.
Yeah, I would just also like to suggest what you should write for certain here while we are doing the other thing. So you need to define UK population size and the leading causes of morbidity. You need to define what quality of life is. You need to define what QALY is. You need to find how health-related quality of life is estimated and what tools are used for it. You need to define what HUE3 is and to describe each domain. So that's enough of the work, at least for today. Tanya, do you agree?
Absolutely, absolutely.
So for the task, should I just focus on the writing so far, or should I do the
Yes, please focus on writing a little bit, because you're now more into the data. We will try to solve the problem with data, and Milica is already rewriting the code, which should give you result for the stroke, and then we will find MI data that they should exist. And then you will be calm, and you will have your the exact answer on your aims of the thesis.
Because another thing I worry about is just, besides the result coming out, is it possible to do the graph within the code as well? Because if I have to save something,
yes, it will be possible. That will be possible.
So everything could be generated through the coding afterwards.
Yes.
So I don't have to worry about like what kind of analysis approach that need to be, because I try to okay.
Yeah, also define software, RStudio, get references for that.
So I just focusing on validate why quality of life is important towards the whole project, and to see why we go for this approach, basically.
Exactly. Okay. Yes, health-related quality of life. Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Sabrina.
Thank you so much.
We will let you go. We give a floor to Rafif, and then we have to move on. If we stay on this TC, Milica and me will not be able to help you. So please.
So you took stroke severity prevalence table. That is the table with these red numbers that we just discussed, right?
Yeah, that's the prevalence, like distribution for like how many people have this level at hearing loss at the state. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Exactly.
Thank you.
And are we going to have like a meeting?
Maybe towards the end of the day. Maybe tomorrow morning I will discuss with Milica and let you know. Sorry.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Sorry for this, but it's very hot here in Belgrade. It's like above 40 degrees. In Novi Sad, probably the same in Serbia. Is really hot, and our brain are not working as they should be working.
That's true.